Hey everybody, I'm Mark Wallace and this is Jade Lim right there. Hi Jade. We are hanging out. It's about, what time is it now? 1:45, 1:46. We're gonna just chat for about 5 minutes and make sure our audio levels are good. And what we are checking out is to make sure the chat room is working and all that stuff. And then once we know everything's up and running, we'll start our portfolio reviews. But this is Jade's first time as a co-host.
Hi everyone.
Yeah, she's awesome. You usually do modeling. So when we did the on-location portrait stuff, the bikini shoot, you were out there all day. I'm in a bikini.
Just working my stuff.
Working my stuff. Yeah, my stuff left me a long time ago, so now it's you. But yeah, Jade's done a million things, and we thought, man, who do we know that could be an awesome co-host? And so here's Jade. So if you have questions about Jade, you can send them to us, and maybe she'll tell you where her portfolio is. But you know, because it's pretty good, unless you're a Baptist.
It's a bit racy.
Yeah, it's a little racy. It's a little. I spend hours on it. It's pretty cool. So, all right, let's see. And I didn't tell you this. There's a minute and a half delay from what we say to what they see.
Okay.
So there's a gap, and so usually when we ask a question, it's delayed.
Okay.
So this is on-the-job training as well for you, right? So anyway, we're doing portfolio reviews. So let's check out my portfolio. So Matt, let's make this one live really fast. That's awesome, isn't it?
Oh my gosh.
Perfect.
This is amazing.
Can't get better than that. I don't know if you're in my portfolio, actually. Can you believe that? Let's see. I don't know. I bet you...
Yeah, why not? Let's discuss that right now.
I think probably in this area there might be some shots. But anyway, yeah. So I'll look after Matt takes it off the screen. Oh my gosh, okay. All right, so let's see. Where is everybody from? So we have... Jade is super cute. Duh, we know that.
Thank you.
Yes, she's. You know, this whole thing is just going to be about you and being cute.
Is this laptop kind of like? Is it blocking me a little bit?
There you go. Make sure you're not blocked. There you go. Let's see. I'm okay seeing this question. I'm sure you are. Guest 1963, whatever your thing is. Yeah, so what we want to know is where you're from and can you hear us? And then, then you can talk to Jade later because she'll be here for an hour, right?
I see that Paulo is from Portugal.
Portugal.
Thanks for logging in.
Yeah. Do we have anybody from India or from Europe? We have somebody from Italy, right? Yeah. Brazil, Italy. Hola. Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey.
Hey, Kelsey's on. Is that Kelsey? So Kelsey, if you're actually Kelsey, our guest 45-355 now, it looks like. What should we ask Kelsey? Some secret question that only she would know the answer to. Well, I can't ask that because she can't say. Let's see, Kelsey. If you had a choice of champagne, a nice IPA, or a Coca-Cola, what would it be? Answer that, Kelsey, and then we'll know if it's the real Kelsey.
Okay.
We'll see. Do you have a guess which one she's going to answer?
I
don't
bet-
say it because then somebody else can impersonate. But what was your guess? No, don't say it. What is it?
Can I say?
Yeah. No.
The IPA.
Yeah, of course. Bonsoir. How do you say?
Bonjour.
No, this is bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonjour. Bonsoir. I've been to France a couple times and I still don't know how to say it. Let's see. Yeah, a bunch of people are having issues with the nickname. I don't know why, because you put in your nickname and then it goes back. Hey, if you're watching on YouTube, by the way, and you want to chat with us live, you need to go to snapfactory.com/live. And that is where you can see us in full HD, and you can click the chat button and do all that kind of stuff. And there's the URL right there, which is really cool. Does that look like we're in a nice studio?
It does.
Yeah, but if you only knew, it was right over there. Jade keeps drifting. This is what happens. She's doing this. See you, Jade. Bye.
Mark, bring me back.
Bring me back. Oh. All right. Serbia, Chile, Buffalo, New York counts. Norway, Macedonia.
Paris.
Brazil
again.
That is crazy. All these people. What is the farthest place in the world that you've traveled? Because Jade travels all over the place.
The farthest is Bali. I went to, Indonesia, right there.
Indonesia. Yeah.
I was just there a few months ago. I loved it.
Yeah, I've never been. I want to go. The Maldives would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
I've never dove. Dove? Do you have a dove?
Yeah. I've
Dove?
Dived.
Dived?
Yeah.
You call it dive?
I did the blue hole in Belize, and every time I've dived or dove.
Which one is it? Is it dove or dived?
I've always seen
Given?
sharks.
Really?
Yeah.
They like come out and like,
And I go, hey.
You're like, hey, I'm Jade. It's all awesome. All right, so we have talked enough. I think we have good stuff. We have a bunch of people. We are going to begin at 2 o'clock, which is 9 minutes from now. At 2 o'clock on the dot, and we're going to do portfolio reviews, and we're going to show you all kinds of new stuff, and it's going to be awesome. And yeah, so we'll be back in about 8 minutes. Hey everybody, I'm Mark Wallace. I'm hanging out here with Jade Lem, and we are going to be doing portfolio reviews as promised. And let me introduce Jade, because Jade, you've probably seen her in, I don't know, how many videos have we done together?
Just one.
No, we've done bunches of videos. We've done tons of videos. And you were on one of the Mark Wallace live shows when we were doing on location light and lighting, and we did on location speed lights, and we've done bunches of stuff in the studio. She's really smart. She's not just good looking, really smart.
Am I on your portfolio site though?
Oh wait, I have to look and see, because Matt, don't make this live right now, because it might be not. It might not be.
See?
How is that possible? I know. I feel so bad about it. So no.
That's when I start leaving the set.
See you later. I think I know you're on my Model Mayhem stuff. Anyway. What a fail, I didn't put her on my stuff. Anyway, no, you're not on my portfolio, but you're on my videos.
I'm just calling you out.
I know. I feel so bad about it. All right, so anyway, we're gonna we're gonna talk about portfolios today. And Jade is a model, and she's been, how long have you been modeling? Long time.
A long time, over 8 years.
Since you were?
Since I was 17.
17, no, that doesn't add up. Since you were 10, so 8 years. And yeah, so she's been involved in all kinds of commercial stuff, lots of workshops, a lot of online video stuff, so you have lots of experience and input. So we are going to do portfolio reviews like this. I'm going to give my opinion, and Jade may or may not give her opinion, but she's sort of here to keep me in check and also to help with this stuff. And oh, my audio is peaking a little bit, so Matt, that's what they're saying. Anyway, so let's get started. There's a couple things I want to show you. The first thing is an announcement that is this. I think I'm the first person to talk about this, actually. On May 28th through June 1st, 2014, I'm going to be in Atlantis. That's in the Bahamas. It's a big resort with Fstoppers. And so I don't know if you guys are familiar with fstoppers.com, but it's a website that's a video blog for photographers. It's sort of a big deal. So if you don't know about it, check it out, fstoppers.com. And it's just not me. I'm going to be there instructing and doing workshops alongside all these guys. So Peter Hurley, you might know. He's a friend of mine. John Keatley's a friend of mine. Michael Greco, I haven't met, but I'm a big fan. Rob Grimm. There's all these people. There's different kinds of portrait photographers, architectural photographers, scenic photographers, product photographers, and then Peter and myself are sort of the people in the studio photographers. And so this is going to be a big deal. And so again, block your calendar, May 28th through June 1st, 2014. And this is going to be launched probably, registration will begin in about a month from now, I think, maybe a little less. So Fstoppers, they're putting together all the website and the registration and the training, and details are going to be coming out. And if you're an Fstoppers person, they get dibs on the tickets. So that was the deal that Fstoppers made with the people that are Fstoppers fans and people that have purchased from them. So check it out, because they get first dibs, and I think there's only 300 spaces for this thing. It's going to be crazy awesome. Anyway, but let me talk to you about what we're doing today. And we are doing portfolio reviews. And really what we're talking about when we talk about portfolio reviews is an opinion. And my opinion really isn't worth much.
But mine is.
Yeah, so Jade's is worth a lot for several reasons. It's the clients. Your clients are the people that matter most. And so what I tell you today is just based on years of experience working with my clients. And so I don't know everything. Jade knows a lot more. But our opinions are just opinions. So don't get bent out of shape if we tell you something and you don't agree with it. Just trust your intuition and your experience, and it'll be good. And again, I don't really know what I'm talking about. Do you?
Oh, no. I know a lot. I'm a woman, right? So
right.
We know everything.
Everything. So I'll tell you stuff, and Jay's going to be like, no, it's not right. It's not it. One thing I'll say, in the past, I've been sort of gentle with the reviews. And we did a test. I don't know, Matt, when did we do that test? It was a few days ago. We did a test, and I was a little tired and just a little grumpy. Not grumpy, I was just like, I don't care. One of those moods, because I was so tired. And so I just let people have it. I was just opening up their portfolios, and I'm like, here's what sucks, and this is what you should change, and don't do this, and you blah. And people loved it. And so today I'm going to be a little bit more like that, a little bit more honest, a little bit more true to what I think. And so, yeah, we'll see how it goes. So if I'm too mean, tell me. because I could be a little bit mean, but I'm not going to be that mean. And by the way, I slept like 3 hours last night, so I've got that same kind of oomph. Anyway, so portfolios are more than just pictures, by the way. So we're not going to be doing picture reviews. We're doing portfolio reviews. And so it's an entire package. So it means it's your sales pitch to your clients. It's the services that you offer, how the quality of your work. It's all the information about you, like your location and your contact information, and if you're available, who you've worked for in the past. And really, again, this should be tailored to your audience. So the stuff that I know is tailored to the clients that I work with. And so I might be doing something a certain way because that's what my clients expect. Whereas if you become a photographer and you're shooting, I don't know, bald guys over 6 feet tall, they might expect something totally different. You should do that.
I should.
That'd be awesome. I'll be your first
Hot.
model. So yeah, you have to do what works for you. I will give you suggestions along the way. Jade will probably have some input about some things that she's seen from the flip side of this as a model as well. Also, if you're a photographer and you're looking for models and you're wondering from a model's perspective what they look for. So I don't know, you probably look at a photographer's portfolio before you say, yes, I'm going to shoot, or no.
Yeah, definitely.
So maybe you can give us some input on that as we go along.
Okay.
It's really cool. So here's what we're looking for today when we look at these portfolios. We're looking for a myopic portfolio, and that means if you are a wedding photographer, really your entire portfolio should be about weddings. If you're a lifestyle photographer, it should all be about lifestyle photography. If you're a glamour photographer, it should be about glamour. So you shouldn't have things like, in my opinion, here's the Robin Vanessa weddings, and here is, Tim and Sandy who just got married, and here's all these really neat things, and oh, here's my portfolio of girls in bikinis off the Miami Beach, because it's weird. Or if it's all girls in bikinis on Miami Beach, you shouldn't have, and here's my portraits of small children. Yeah, kids. Kids in bikinis should not go together, and it's astonishing how often I see that. It's just like, get two different portfolios. It's weird. It's just weird. All right, a purpose-driven portfolio. In other words, it should have some reason for being there. You shouldn't just have a portfolio that has a bunch of pictures. It should have some kind of purpose. Either you're going to sell people the pictures that are being displayed, or you're driving people to hire you in some way. But yeah, there should be a purpose to that. And then also, here's some things that are really specific. You should have contact and location information. So as we go through and look at some of these portfolios, if you don't have a contact and location information, then we'll give you one of these. You suck. We'll do one of those.
Okay.
Even though, they probably don't suck, but we'll just say that. We'll just give you a thumbs down or like something like that. All right, so we want that on your website. And then also we want an additional thing. We want photos that support your calls to action. And what that means is if you have a website that says, hey, I'm a wedding website, but all of the pictures that you have on that website are of small kids, then how are people going to know that that's what you are? So we're looking for pictures to match the words, and then also quality work. So we will talk a little bit about the photos, if they're good or bad or indifferent. So that's what we're looking for. We're also, some pet peeves. Oh, I know, it goes on. Right? Like, is class over yet? Come on, let's get on with the pictures. I prefer to see thumbnails on a website and not scrolly bars or things that you can't see, because I want to see a large sort of sky view of a photographer's work. I want to be able to see thumbnails. I want to clearly define navigation. In other words, I want to know how to get into a portfolio, out of a portfolio, to the contact information and back, and then the silent treatment. And so the silent treatment is this. On MySpace, do you remember MySpace? You probably have a MySpace, do you?
I used to.
You used to, and it was all sparkly and had, it was so annoying. But on, like, all those old, early 2000 websites, they had music that would just play. So annoying.
Like,
Yeah. And what else? What's another song? Like that? Yeah. Or if it's like one of those wedding sites, it's
Right,
like,
right.
blim, 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 blim.
Right,
Cool in the
right,
Game, some
right.
Cherish,
Yeah.
and little seagulls. Wah, wah. Yeah, no, we shouldn't have any of that. So if that's on your website, then your website sucks. Let's get started. Yeah, I'm going to try not to tell people that their website sucks. But all right, so let me tell you how we selected these portfolios. So on Facebook, if you're not a friend of me on Facebook, then you should be. And you can get there at facebook.com/jmarkwallace. And on Facebook, I just post stuff. And usually, I think about 3 or 4 days ago, I said, hey, if you want your portfolio reviewed, send me a link to your website. And so that's how we got those. And so we're going to try to do this about once a week, maybe every 2 weeks, some portfolio reviews. So don't give up. We can only do so many in an hour. And so that's how we have determined which portfolios to do. And they were just sort of based on.
Now, I did tell some of the people that they could submit their portfolio right now.
They can, but there's not time for us to do a review during this thing.
Okay.
So we've already selected. But yeah, keep, because we're always looking for new portfolios for the future. So that works. All right. Also, let me know if there's people asking me questions. And I have an old high school friend that's watching.
Hey, Frankie.
So Frankie's on, and Frankie, I don't remember your last name. So tell me your last name. I actually have this with me that I ran into my office and got. It is my actual high school yearbook. My actual yearbook. And so I'm so happy that we can't zoom in on this so you can see what I look like.
This amazing graphics.
I know. I forgot the guy's name, but he was I think a sophomore in high school, and he drew this shark attacking an Indian guy surfing. So I don't know. It was the 80s.
Right.
No, I mean it was the 2000s. So yeah, class of '87, yo. It was good. All right. So Frankie, I was trying to find your picture, and I can't remember your last name, so it was taking me forever. All right. So green. Just says green. All right, we're going to start with, we're not going to start with open arms photography. We're going to start with, let's see, we have these guys right here. So this is I Take the Photography, and in a full disclosure, I know these guys.
Okay.
So I met these guys in London when I was there, and they're from Australia. They were actually, so Aaron and I were in Paris for, I think, a week or 10 days, something like that. And so the gardeners, that's who these guys are, they were in Paris, and we kept exchanging little texts and stuff, and we never got to meet. But then I went over to London, and they happened to be there as well, and so we're like, let's get coffee, and so we did, along with about 15 other people. So, but I've never seen their portfolio. Okay, so the first question is, what kind of photography do these people do? And so based on what we're seeing now, I would say they do children's photography, weddings,
Family portraits.
Yeah, and family portraits. And so what confuses me a little bit is you have a picture like this,
right,
which is hot girl next to baby. So we were talking about that, right? So for me, that's a no-no. You should not mix babies and glamour stuff. You've got little kids, you've got family portraits. And so I like everything except for these portraits being mixed in. Because to me, they feel a little out of place to go from here is our heritage and our family to Shashawawa, this girl here popping up, which is really cool, right? Even though these aren't really glamour pictures, but they're not of the same genre, or as my friend Fernando would say, genre. Yeah. So I would change that. And it might be just that you don't have any control over what shows up on this homepage, but if possible, I would change that. The thing I do like are these huge pictures. I like big, full screen pictures, really large. I like that. But let's look. Let's see if they have information about themselves. All right, so I'm clicking on this, and this is from Australia. Also, by the way, here's a new thing we're gonna do as part of the Mark Wallace live portrait reviews, and that's this. If your website says you're passionate about photography,
right,
then because everybody's passionate about photography. So I was just curious. I was going to do a search to see how many photographers are passionate about photography, and so I haven't read this, by the way. And so I think almost everybody in their little bio, one of the first things they say is, "Hi, my name is Jade, and I'm passionate about photography," and join the club. So it was 500 million other people. So to me, if that's something that you have in your bio, then I would remove it and articulate that in a different way. Because what does that mean? It just means you love it? I don't know. Does it mean you would give your life up for it? I don't know. So that's just a pet peeve of mine. And so I Take the Photography comprises lovebirds. Lovebirds. Jonathan and Natalie Gardner. It doesn't say that. So these guys fell in love in 2009. So normally I wouldn't give personal information like that, except I think portrait photographers who do family and kids and weddings, that's the exception. Because people want to know, oh, are my photographers in love? We're in love, and is it all great? They want that sort of gushy feeling. Mm-hmm. So I like that. And then let's see, they discovered a shared passion for. So they didn't say they're passionate for photography, but they have a passion for photography. I don't know. That's sort of a. Anyway, but you have information about who you are and where you are, which is cool. So we know that. A lot of photographers don't put in what city they're in, which is so frustrating. So we have that, a little about you. Let's see if we can contact you and actually buy some of your stuff. Yes, so this is fantastic, I think. So we have an actual map that says where they live. So stalkers, feel free, go hunt them down. We have a phone number, we have an address, we've got a form. I'm not a fan of forms. I think all forms should go away because it feels like a black hole to me. It's sort of like eHarmony dating, right? When you like send, like not like you know, but like you, I know. You put in your little stuff and then it just goes into a black hole.
Right.
Like who wants that? We want to know immediately if we have a response. So that's why we get a phone call. Like go old school like this with your rotary phone. Okay, so that's cool. You can book online, evidently. Let's see how that works. Oh, check this out. It's got rates and hours, and then you can load the calendar in. This is spectacular. I love that.
I like it.
Yeah, I like being able to do that. There's an online shop. I wonder, what would you suspect they would sell?
Some prints.
Prints of, see, this is weird to me. This is weird.
So now it's landscape.
Yeah, because we just went from families and portraits and to the occasional glamour girl to these landscape photos, which are fantastic. I think they need to go away. I think there should be a totally different website for the products. So make I take the photography, fine art photos gallery and just do that. Because I think it's confusing when people are trying to find somebody for a wedding or a portrait. Maybe this is an Australian thing. So, you know, it's like one of those shops that you go in, you think it's a restaurant, you're going to get food, but then they sell you like those little puzzles of horseshoes and wires. That's it. That's totally an Arizona thing. But yeah, maybe it's one of those things. I don't know. But yeah, I think the online shop, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, unless if you're making money consistently, then keep it. But I would suspect that you might be getting like, I don't know, $10 a month maybe. And so that's just not worth it, I think, to have the distraction on here. All right, last but not least, let's look at the portfolios. And so again, this is one of those things that I think is weird to me. So you have newborns and glamour. I would not mix that on the same site. I think you should have a glamour site and modeling all to itself.
Now in Australia, do they spell modeling with two L's? I was just wondering, is that correct?
I don't know. Is that a 2L word
I don't
in
know.
Australia? So yeah, that might be misspelled there. It's still the King's English, right?
Is it? I don't know.
They were prisoners and they ran. No, they got stuck there, right? Yeah. We know our Australian history pretty intensely. So that's the spell check needs to happen. I would suggest that you take glamour and modeling, put that on its own website, some name. I shoot the photography, something like that. Or corporate photography, I think that may also need to go somewhere else. And then just keep the newborns, families, weddings, and children, because those sort of make a cohesive unit, and it's all about getting married, having kids, living a life together as a family, and then those kids having more kids, and life goes on. So those make sense. But the corporate and glamour stuff, to me, should be somewhere else, as well as the landscape. So I would tighten that up. But let's take a look at families just really quickly and see what kind of quality of work we have here. I think it's going to be pretty spectacular. So we have the thumbnails, which is really good. I like these pictures and pictures and pictures. It's really cool. We have this. So we don't really have time to go through all of these photos, but I think it's fair to say that we have decent quality of work. This is pretty cool. I've never seen this done.
Mm-mm.
Where you have grandpa holding dad, holding son, holding baby. That's a great idea. I like that. So overall, I think this is a pretty darn good portfolio. I think it needs some work as far as what photos are showing up on that. I think the corporate work and the glamour work needs to go other ways, other places. But that's pretty cool. And notice you can follow these guys. And if you want to actually check them out, there is that's the address, itakethephotography.com.au. There you have it. All right. So are we getting questions? Are we getting comments?
We're getting some comments about the video link not working.
The video link not working on the actual page?
Let's see. It says, I see some stuff from YouTube.
Okay, let me just take a look. I think maybe, and it might be just one person that's having this issue. If so, we'll sort of help.
And there's that one too.
Yeah, can't get your video to stay up. Had it for a minute or two on Snap Factory, then it dropped. So yeah, I don't know. So if there's a bunch of people having issues with the video, let us know. Matt, I don't know if... Yeah, so we're seeing things that are fine. It may be, I don't know if you're in the US or overseas somewhere, but yeah, if we start seeing a lot of people. So other than that, what other issues? Do we have any other questions? Did Frankie ever say what her last name was? So we'll check on that. I'm going to go to the next portfolio just to keep things moving along because we really need to go at a good clip. And it's this right here. This is Lance Eldert Photography, and Lance is actually an assistant. And he's in the chat. All right, Lance, buckle up, buddy, because here it comes. So Lance, I know pretty darn well, and so I'm going to be brutal on this.
Okay.
One. We're going to be like, ah. Okay. First of all, website design. Photos on a black background screams porn.
So is this the homepage that
This
you're
is
on
the
right
homepage.
now? Okay.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm just first off, black background and pictures is, yeah, that's like a 90s, porn site. So fix that. Make it a little bit more light and airy, I think. I don't like the design of this. It looks not well designed. It's sort of a vertical thing. And it looks down here, we've got this little graphic down here, powered by Website Builder from GoDaddy. That screams, I just didn't have the time or finances to do it right. It's a pick and pick. So that's like as far as the design is concerned, I think it may be a D-.
Yeah, I think it looks too busy, and I'm not even really sure on the homepage if it's a photographer site or if it's a blog or...
Yeah, actually, no, I'm not on the homepage. Sorry, that's the
okay.
homepage. That's the
Gotcha.
homepage.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is the homepage, and it's still a very, it screams old MySpace kind of component stuff. I'm waiting for the sparklies to show up and the music, and there is music, I think, but I just don't have it on my computer playing right now. So the work, I know Lance's work is great, but this website, start from scratch, Lance. Get a new website. Get Squarespace, get maybe SmugMug, get a Livebook site, but invest the $30, $40 a month to get a really well-designed site, because this one does not scream professional at all.
Right.
And I think it's pretty on the really bad end, actually. So yeah, so is he crying? There's no crying in photography, Lance. He's not crying. Okay, so as far as that, we're gonna finish with saying, yeah, overdo that. Let's take a look at the actual content. Is there calls to action? What kind of photographer is he? So you don't know Lance, right? You don't know Lance?
No, I don't know Lance.
All right, what kind of photographer is he?
I'd say glamour.
Glamour? Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably where he lies, is in the glamour-y kind of area. So let's see what he actually says. So A, he's in Phoenix, we know that. He has a background in visual and creative with a spattering of knowledge acquired through school and traveling in life. So yeah, so we have this sort of behind the scenes story of how Lance became a photographer. I don't know that that's necessary either. Maybe on an about page, that's cool. So Lance is looking for moments. And so here we have, again, this mix of a small child, and then eventually we're going to have a hot babe. And those two, like this is Lance's wife, Allison. Have you worked with Allison?
No, I haven't.
She's the best makeup artist in all of Arizona. She's super hot. But anyway, so yeah, this homepage does not pull me in. So if I was looking to hire somebody and I saw this homepage, the first thing I would do is leave. That's what I think. But let's look at portfolios. Lance is going to beat me up when he sees me. He's going to be like, why are you so mean to me? All right, so the portfolios, is there an easy way to navigate these? Again, we can see these, so we have faces and forms and family matters and little ones. Again, you see this sort of trend of glamour girls and little kids. I just don't ever think those go together. So Lance, I think you need to take your portfolio and choose. Are you going to shoot kids, or are you going to shoot glamour, or are you going to shoot both? And if so, create 2 different areas. Or maybe even 2 different websites. So Lance Eldert Glamour, or Lance the Man Photo, I don't know. And then Lance Families, something like that. And then we have Artsy Eye, and we have Places and Spaces. So this to me looks like a photo sharing site, not necessarily a portfolio for driving sales. And so when I look at it, I'm like, this website looks like it came out of the mid-90s and it's sort of disjointed. I'm not really sure who this person is. So yeah, again, the navigation doesn't really do it for me. But let's take a look at some of his photos. This, by the way, is one of my favorite pictures ever, of all pictures. I love this photo. And this is Allison Penn, who is Lance's wife, and she, I guess, did her hair and makeup, and Lance did this. But I just love this shot. And so, Lance, here's what you should do, in my opinion. Your website should be totally redesigned. Take the eyes up there that are sort of creepy, looking like Scooby-Doo eyes, you know, up there. I mean, it's a cool picture and everything, but it's sort of weird. Get rid of that. Get a nice clean site, and then feature this photo. Make it big, front and center, because it's, I think, some of your best work.
It would, yeah, definitely. It would make a huge difference too if the background was white instead of black.
Right.
I mean, that photo especially would really bring that out.
Exactly. And the other thing that's wrong with black, in my opinion, is, and Lightroom mimics this, is black photos tend to make dark photos look brighter, and totally white totally white background makes bright photos look darker. And so that's why a lot of portfolios have a gray, a neutral gray around them, so it keeps colors consistent. But I'm always anti black backgrounds. So yeah, these shots are terrific. These are just great shots. And so I would take these and try to get them into some kind of functionality. And this is weird to me again. So we went from adult gorgeous woman to little kid. And so that's disjointed to me. Keep all your age, and then to Jan Brewer, who looks like Godzilla. But yeah, so you should sort of try to categorize your stuff together. So this is one of your most popular images, I know, because you shot the governor of Arizona, and it was used in lots of publications. And so you do want to spotlight that, but maybe in a different area. And usually for editorial photography, commercial photography that's been used, you'll create a portfolio called tear sheets. And that's actually scanned images of your images used in a magazine or on the front cover of that kind of stuff. You probably have a bunch of those. So have you been on, how many magazine covers have you been on? None? Not even on Runway?
No, a couple of magazines.
Sure? Yeah. Okay. I'm not buying it. I think I've seen you on magazines. So anyway, yeah, I think enough said about that. So again, the portfolios need to be categorized a little bit better. I think you need to choose what you're going to shoot and stick with it. You know, do some pruning. Places and Spaces have no place on this space. See what I did there? Mm-hmm. Take those out, because what does that have to do with families and those kinds of things? I don't get it. But we do have a phone number and an email address, which is really cool. Let's take a look at the investment site. So we have this order art prints, and so this is sort of like what we saw originally, where we have, you know, here's your portfolio, and then here's this other thing, which is the, you know, order prints online, and that's just sort of weird to me. So I would separate those and make yourself, either make it a little bit easier to just sell stuff, or just make a totally different site. Okay, so lots of frequently asked questions. This looks to me more like frequently asked questions than an investment, because here's the first thing, your pictures, here's how long we shoot, and here's the format you get it in, but it doesn't say how much it costs. Information before we shoot, location and what we need to wear and what we don't need to wear, and children, no cost. So then down here we finally get into pricing, and guess what we have? No prices. So I would change this. Instead of saying investments, maybe just say frequently asked questions, or an overview, or sessions offered, something like that. But when you put investment or pricing, people are going to want to see, like, is this $200 or $500? Where is it? And maybe I'm missing the actual dollar amounts, but I don't think I am. Okay, so there's that. We have a guest book. No, just no. It's so yesterday. Don't have a guest book. That's what Facebook is for. Have a Facebook account that's a professional, and interact with your clients and your you know, people that love you that way. This guest book thing is straight out of 1991. So on that, get rid of that. It just, unless your market is to people that are stuck in the 90s, which, you know, don't do that. And then we have this blog-ish. Just call it a blog. Don't call it an ish, call it a blog and make it a blog. And then this is weird that you have like the Jeremy Cowart stuff over here. Jeremy Cowart, he's one of my friends as well. He's awesome. But do we really want to hear about Jeremy's stuff? No, we want to hear about Lance's stuff. So Lance, talk to us about your stuff and why do we have all this other stuff? This looks like a Tumblr site. Have a Tumblr site instead of this. So you're mixing like too many things here. Too many things. You need to prune your site in a significant way and get it down to what you actually do, the heart of the matter, get rid of everything else, and then start over. So I'm getting a signal from Matt saying something. What are you?
I put something in the chat for you.
You did? What is it?
It's in red.
Oh, Mark, can you weigh in on whether or not the client or the artist should help choose the web design?
There's a big debate going on in the chat.
So the debate is what? If the artist should help with the web design or the client?
If you're working for clients, should you still override them with color choices, or should the clients be able to tell you, I want yellow and green?
On your website?
On your website.
Can people hear you talking, Matt?
Not very well.
Oh, okay. So, no, the client doesn't need to decide at all. That's my opinion. You should get a designer. You should get a design team and design a site for your clients. But no, if my clients came to me, I hire you to shoot, and if you came to me and said, Mark, I don't like your website, you should maybe make it purple, I'd say, so? That's crazy. No. I think that as an artist, you have to convey what your voice is. And so you should say, here's who I am, here's what I do, and if you would like, hire me, and I will give you my interpretation of family portraits and weddings, or glamour photography, or boudoir, whatever it is you shoot, it's you that's doing it as the artist. And so as soon as you get all these other voices telling you who you should be, then you lose that, you lose who you are. And it's like, being a high school student, basically. Speaking of high school students, did we get an update on a last name yet?
I haven't seen one yet from Frankie.
Frankie.
Cleared out of the chat.
She left?
Oh, okay.
All right. One of my high school pals that I can't remember her last name. It's been a while. Mm-hmm. It's been a while. Like 4 years since high school. All right, so let's keep moving on. So when I was opening portfolios, this is one, and Matt, let's just show this full screen. This as soon as I opened the portfolio, I think I said something like, yes, this is spectacular.
Because I was going to agree that I love this homepage so
Right.
far.
Why? Tell me why.
I'm a visual person, so especially if I'm looking at a photography site, I want to see great photos, I want to see large images, I want to see color, I want to see simplicity. I love the logo, it's modern to me, it's still minimal. I think it's great, like the photos really pop out.
Yeah.
And I'm not distracted by anything else.
Exactly. So it's clean, big, huge photos, and the photos are great. And so immediately what this does for me is it's like a good window display at a store, right? You're walking through the mall and you see, oh, there's the new iPad, or oh, there's the new Neiman Marcus dress. I don't know. What would you see?
Yeah.
So there's the stuff, whatever it is, right? You're like, both of those.
Are we talking about clothes? Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Or look at those shoes. What kind of good shoes are there?
Everyone likes the red bottom soles, Christian
There you go.
Louboutin.
Of course. For me, it's like, whoa, look at the new REI boots are sweet, waterproof. Anyway, but that's what this website is. It's clean, it's beautiful, and look, we can easily go through and see these well-executed photos, and they're interesting photos. Like, what is this girl doing in this dress with these crazy stockings on her roof looking through a telescope? I want to know more. Now she's walking away. Why is she walking away? Come back, girl. But no, she doesn't. And then look at this. I love this photo because it's so, it just tells a complete story of this girl in a moment in a cluttery space with her awesome frog purse that looks like it's been dissected, which I love. And there's lots of color and the expression is great. And so, yeah, I'm not even asking questions about who this photographer is, where this photographer is, what the prices are. Right now, all I'm looking at is spectacular photography that I love. Like, okay, I want to see more. Who is this? And now we're sort of mixing stuff, but for me, I've been led down a path that makes sense. So now let's find out who this is, because right now this says MPIB, Nipib. How do you think that would be pronounced?
Nip it.
Nip it in the butt. Gotta nip it in the bud. All right, so that's a weird thing. So we want to know what about that. So, all right, so we have this Bai Li thing here. Ah, look at this. What is nipib? It's my name, pronounced B. How does that work? Yeah, so it's bee photography. And look, we have a picture of Bee, and she's cool, and she's happy, and she's smiley, and it's an attractive picture, and she's cute, and are you single? And yeah, so it's all of that stuff about coin or penny. I don't know what that has to do with photography, but it's a cool name. And then immediately, this is what I love. So she's not saying that she has a passion for photography. What she says is, I am a portrait and lifestyle photographer, period. Actually, not period. Based in Vancouver, Washington, and Portland, Oregon.
So now you have her location.
Yeah, we know who she is. We know that she has some culture. We know where she is, what she shoots. We've seen amazing photos. And yeah, so we get to learn a little bit more about this. And so I think that the thing that's different about this bio and some other bios we saw earlier is we've already been introduced to her style of photography before we ever get to this page. We already are on her page. We're already on her side. We already love her. And we want to know more about what she does. And then we can go over here to portfolio, and then we can see, look at, she's got people and babies in different portfolios, which is good. And then we've got products and things. And so let's see what things are. So why do we have things on this? So we have these are very colorful. And so I'm not sure why these are there. That is a weird skull chopped off kind of thing. So I'm not sure that needs to be there. But check out some of this product photography. So now seeing this product photography, I can see how she shoots products based on how she shoots things, which sort of helps me out. So maybe leave that. It's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to give the navigation, the visual style, the quality of work, just the overall Bee photography website. I'm thinking of a grade in my head. In my head, it's an A. What do you think it is?
I would say an A.
I'd say an A. Maybe, I'm not going to say an A plus because, you know, it's missing maybe some video and a little bit more interaction. Oh, but maybe it's not. Could be A plus. We've got Tumblr and Flickr. So Lance, this is what I was talking about on the previous thing where Lance had that sort of his stuff on his website.
Right.
Just get a Tumblr site and do it there, or get a Flickr site and do it there. So this is great. So Bee has broken that stuff out from her thing. All right, let's see if contact info actually has a phone number and an email address. It does. So that is spectacular. We've got a blog over here. And look, we actually have more about who she is and what she's shooting.
Love it.
I love it, yeah. So this is a spectacular. I think we're saying 4 thumbs up.
Yeah, let's see the video.
All right, let's see if it'll play. I don't know if it'll play. But video. All right, I was excited for this video in April. I got to see how products are made, straight from the computer to prepare products. So I don't know if she's made these or not, but I'll see if I can play. And with our streaming, I don't know if we have enough bandwidth. But yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool, pretty cool.
Yeah.
So we don't have enough time to explore, but I really want to explore more of this site. So that is a spectacular site.
Yeah.
Yeah, we agree.
I really like the video page too. Again, it's really simple. It's clean.
Let's see if we can figure something out that we don't like about this site. All right, let's figure it out. Tough. Oh, here's one. I want to hang out on Facebook with Bee.
She's not a fan of Facebook.
Not a fan of Facebook, so we don't have any Facebook info. So maybe that. What about Twitter? No Twitter info. So the social media stuff is sort of Tumblr and Flickr, which not necessarily the best place for that kind of stuff. But other than that, love it. Okay, any questions here? Are we still fighting about if clients have the right to do that? We have like 2 people. Let's see. Not a huge fan of that type of scrolling where portions of image flank the primary image. Yeah, and so there's always people that have specific tastes about stuff. I like it because, especially on this one, the way that this is done, this girl is looking to something that we don't see yet, and then as soon as we click, oh, it's a dude on a skateboard about to bite it. That's cool. What does this do? And so to me, it's like pulling me in.
Right.
So I like
Well,
that.
you know, when you first actually had it on the home page, I didn't know that there was an option to scroll to the side because it's kind of faded
Right.
up against that photograph. And so maybe there's a way that you could just bring that out just a little bit more so that way it
Little buttony
doesn't,
guy.
yeah, it's not so hidden. Because I didn't know that you could scroll to the side. until
Yeah,
you
I
did.
know on the live books, the early live book sites, it was the same way. And so they made those little things sort of, when you first got on, they were like, they did that. That's a technical term. So,
We're getting a request for you to do a high five.
a high five? Yeah. Okay, high five. And to the, okay, what was that about? Just because we're cool? High five, yo. Okay, so thumbnails, large images. Let's move on. Let's go to, okay, Ryan Hill Photography. So Ryan, looks like Ryan is a, a Grand Canyon wedding photographer. So I'm immediately confused about who this person is. So we have weddings, we have some kind of portrait thing, we have a Grand Canyon, and we have a flower and a family portrait. And this kid is so adorable. Look at that.
Oh, cute.
Yeah, and so, and then we have the wave. This is, I think, in Utah. We have, looks like either not Bryce Canyon, but maybe Zion. I'm not sure where that is. And then back to weddings. So this is just, to me, great photography, misplaced. So yeah, again, pick it what it is that you want to do. So when we scroll down, now we can see landscapes and people in the natural world and miscellaneous, all that stuff. So Asheville, North Carolina. I used to go to Asheville all the time when I was touring, and there's a little college there. What's the name of the college? But they had a theater, and we would always do our load in and set up and build all of our. Anyway, so I spent many, many years going to Asheville every New Year's Day to get ready for tours. But anyway, I love just about every single style of photography. That's obvious, and I've tried to date. I have tried to date, however, and I've tried to date. How's that worked out? No, that I've tried to date. However, my favorite would have to be landscape photography. Okay, choose that then. Ryan, choose one. I think, again, don't mix up your genres of photography that are so far apart. I mean, kids and family portraits and weddings, I think, are okay. I think maybe landscape photography and maybe like adventure, like outdoor hiking, biking, camping, sort of Chase Jarvis-y kind of stuff. That's cool. But you're going from an engagement to the Grand Canyon to a newborn to a chipmunk to a coffee.
Right.
That's just too much for me.
Right, because I mean, if I was getting married and I was looking for a wedding photographer, I'm going to search through your portfolio, but I'm going to be confused if I see landscape photography or, animals or miscellaneous, because I really want to see the images that you've taken at weddings to base whether or not I'm going to hire you for my event.
Right, and so the quality of the images for the people photography, I think, is great. I mean, there's some great moments that are captured. There's great lighting. I really like these wedding shots. The kids shots are pretty good that we've seen, and these are spectacular as well. You have spectacular work. It just shouldn't go together. So make a Ryan Hill Photography wedding site, and then make a totally different site just for your landscapes. That's my suggestion, because it's too many different kinds of photography next to each other. Let's check the other things. Do we have a place to call? Yes. Do we know where you are? Yes. Is there music? No. Good. Guest book. We know how we feel about that, right?
Right.
And it's empty. How embarrassing is that? It's like showing up for a dinner party and nobody else is there. So get rid of that. Whoops. And now I'm somehow sucked into something else. Okay. So get rid of that. That little thing, maybe it just went away. Maybe he's deleting it as we were speaking. He probably is. He just was like, I'm deleting it fast before I can get there. So maybe that happened. That's hilarious if that's what happened, because now it's gone. I think he did.
Really?
Ryan, way to go. That's
Ryan,
being on top
you're
of
on
it.
point.
No doubt. So contact information, we have all the stuff. So this is pretty cool. And then there's a search. Let's see if we can search something. What should we search? Let's see what we can bring out. Let's say
Arizona.
Arizona.
See if it brings up the
Boom.
Grand Canyon.
There it is. Yeah, so this is one of those sites that has like, now we have people shooting guns. So yeah, are we
Just
taking?
keeping it gangster.
Are we bringing people into the world, or are we taking them out of the world? I'm not sure what this site is about. So that's really sort of crazy. So yeah, Ryan, you got to get your portfolio dialed in where it's about one thing. And I think you have the talent as far as a wedding photographer, a people photographer, and an environmental photographer. Mm-hmm. Great work. Website needs to be tightened up. Okay. People are asking me about my Adorama, my music career. So, yeah, Tamara Lackey did an interview with me, I think, on my past life. So I toured for 13 years, 15 years, something like that, and did all kinds of production stuff before I was photographer for full time. So.
Wait, you were a singer?
I was in a band. I opened for Amy Grant. Come on, you.
I
You
didn't know this.
I did not know that.
I didn't know this.
Oh gosh, I'm not a singer. I'm just like I'll tell you later. It's a long story. But yeah, that's how I learned to do production stuff. Yeah, I traveled for years.
I like it.
And I know a bunch of famous people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like you. Okay, dogs. Check this out. So this is Karen Delong. Karen Delong Photography. This is a Smug Mug gallery. How do I know that? Because it's got this little smiley up here that means I'm a Smug Mug gallery. Karen, Smug Mug has created some really cool templates that are newer. You should check them out. That's my opinion. The Smug Mug is a little bit different than a normal portfolio because it enables, the thing I love about Smug Mug is it's about community and sharing and getting feedback. And so some of the things that we're going to see on this site are things that I probably wouldn't have on my site, but if I wanted to be involved in a community of photographers to get feedback and share images and to have a conversation and to build my skills and also to sell my stuff, it's great. Mm-hmm. And so when I hover over, you see they got these little thumbs up and thumbs down, and you can see different sizes. That's a Smug Mug feature, which is really cool. So Karen, right off the bat, I am a huge dog fan. I love dogs. Right, I've got 2 dogs. I love dogs. We usually have dogs in the studio. Matt's got dogs. Kelsey just left, had a dog. Sometimes models bring their dogs to the studio. We just love dogs. So you just got like bonus points because you have dogs on your page. I love that. So we know that Karen shoots dogs. She takes pictures of dogs because it's sort of like, we don't want to shoot any dogs. Let's see. So Karen Delong Photography is anything but your average Phoenix pet photographer. Okay. Each pet portrait session is treated with care and creativity not found with other Phoenix pet photography studios. So we've got a lot of information about this. Where you are, the Phoenix metro area. So Karen, the thing I would love to know is, do you shoot for the Humane Society and you're involved in adoptions and training and like, is it just pet photography or is it more than that? Is it the whole sort of culture of pet photography where you're working and doing Santa Paws, at Christmas? Have you ever done Santa Paws? Do you have a dog?
No, I don't.
You're dead to me.
I wish. It's because I travel, not because I don't love, I absolutely love
too.
dogs.
A lot.
I know. My friend was like, why don't you just take your dog to boarding school or whatever while you're gone?
Yeah,
but I'm like,
it's so expensive.
Is it?
So expensive, yeah.
But then I feel guilty asking people to watch my dog.
You can watch my dogs.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna happen. All right, so we have Karen Delong who takes dog pictures, and then we have galleries, and the first thing I see are advertising. That is weird to me because, advertising with dogs. So we're still consistent, and so that's cool. Print media, dogs. Yes, it's all about dogs. Karen, I'm loving this site.
It's
loving
a doggy dog world.
It's a doggy dog world? Is that how you think it's said? Kids these days. It's a doggy dog world. Somebody type in what that actual phrase is, and then Jade will be so happy. All right, so we have investment. We've got all these. Let's see, we have portrait pricing. How much does it cost? Because maybe I'm going to have my dogs come in. I love these. These are great. Okay, I'm just going to say, Karen Delong, A+. Love the site. I'm a dog person, and the first thing I want to do is find out how much it costs to hire you to take pictures of me and my dogs, because these are spectacular, and I think that's what you want. And we can go check you out on Facebook, which I'm probably going to do this afternoon, and let's see if we can find out about you. And it's a picture of a dog. Yes, but Karen, what do you look like? I don't know. But this is terrific. What do you think?
I like it. I just like sites that are a little bit more simple, like minimal. And I feel like when you scroll under like investment or portfolio, there's just a lot of information. I don't feel like people today really read. So I'm just wondering if all of this information can be kind of scaled down so that it's a more simple menu.
Yeah, and I think
instead of information everywhere you click.
You get more and more information as you go. I think it's, I don't know what cloud overlays are. I think you're right on that. I think there might be a little bit too much going on here. You're definitely right about people don't read these days. What's the last book you read?
Well, I actually read all
Let's
the
hear
time.
it. What was it? Don't say 50 Shades of anything.
No, no, this is going to sound cheesy, but I actually just finished reading the book on Great Clips, the start of the franchise business.
This?
Yeah, it was a pretty interesting book, and
Well, you're sort of a business person.
that was
so
the
you like
last
all
book that I
stuff.
read.
Yeah, I'm reading Jupiter's Travels right now. It's about a guy that rode his motorcycle around the world. It's awesome. And The Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance, which is a book on philosophy.
I like
not
that.
motorcycles. They trick you. Okay, Karen, awesome. I love. We have about 10 minutes left, so let's see what we have here. So this is Duchant Nes. I hope I said that right. So he's from Bangalore, India. Bangalore is a terrific place. I spent 5 weeks there a few years ago. I've been around the city. So this is to me, this says this is a photo sharing site, not a portfolio. And this is 500 pics, which is, that's exactly what it is. It's for people to say, here's all my photography, tell me what you think. And so it's not necessarily the same as a traditional portfolio, but we do we have portfolios up here. We do have a blog. There is pricing. We do know that you're from Bangalore. Let's see if we can figure out how to contact this guy. So we know we can get in touch with him on Facebook. But other than that, it's just a bunch of pictures, just bunches and bunches of pictures. It doesn't necessarily have that portfolio feel. Let's see, market, your favorite, bestsellers, just sold. Yeah, I have no idea how to contact this person except for through these areas. So for me, I think this is a good job for showing photos and even selling photos online. So it looks like that's what this is. You can sort of talk about it. You can purchase this. But this is sort of like Flickr. So not necessarily a portfolio. It's just a collection of photos. I think just at first blush, these photos are pretty darn good. Sleeping pup. I love it. These are great. Can I go to the next picture without having, yeah, I can do that. So I'd have to really dive in to see if this is great. So I'm going to say this is an A+ photo sharing site. There it is, photo sharing. And by the way, this is why I don't like Flickr and 500 pics and those kind of places. If you actually click on the logo, you just went to their website.
Right.
So you're doing their marketing, which, we don't want that. So yeah, I'm going to say this is a great photo sharing, great photos. I don't have time to go in and talk about all elements of composition and stuff because we're really talking about more portfolios. So if you are in the future looking at going to having people hire you for photography, you might want to change and go to a different type of portfolio. Squarespace, Livebooks, SmugMug, one of those guys.
In a way, at least for me, this website, when I first look at it, it's even hard to tell that he's a photographer unless I read that very top portion that he's an amateur photographer, because it almost looks like it's a stock photography site.
Right.
That I can click on any image and purchase it if I want.
And this is sort of what 500 Pics allows photographers to
Okay.
do, is to have their sort of their own stock
Gotcha.
site. Yeah, because it's sort of like, micro stock, where you're doing a layout and you need a picture of dude drinking Coca-Cola, and so you go there and you buy it, and you can buy it and you can download it, and it's got Creative Commons licensing and that kind of stuff. So yeah, so I think Duchant, and I think that's how you say your name, I'm not sure. If you're selling photos consistently through downloads and prints, then keep at it, because it's a great site for people to go and just grab sites, but it's not a very good site if you want people to hire you as a photographer. So I think depending on your goals, that's what it is. Okay, so let's look. This generation doesn't read. True that. That's true. Let's see. From my Occidental culture, that's disgusting. What is that? I don't know what's disgusting. Oh, somebody ate a dog once. Okay.
By the way, Ryan Hill, I guess, he already deleted the guest book, so he was right on top of it.
He did it as we spoke.
Right.
That is crazy.
And he did ask you your thoughts on Zenfolio.
Zenfolio is terrific. And I don't know if we have any Zenfolios in here, but yeah, I really like Zenfolio. It's not my favorite site for doing portfolios, but it's good. I think absolutely, I'm going to go with Squarespace and Livebooks as the top two because they're really robust. In fact, we're taking all of our Mark Wallace Live pages and we're porting them over to Squarespace, and Squarespace is actually working with us on that. And yeah, we're going to be talking more about Squarespace in days to come because they've converted me to be a huge fan. All right, that's my website. We don't want that. This guy right here, we don't have time to go through this portfolio, but I really want to make sure that I mention it because this guy is a pro. This guy is really, and I'm going to really contradict myself. This has a black background, right? This is the thing I told Lance not to do. The difference is Joel, and I'm sure I'm saying it wrong because I don't know how to pronounce umlauts, Joel. He is in a 7th annual Black and White Spider Awards winner. That's a big deal. So we know right off the bat that he's got some skills. And when I went in here and I started looking at his black and white photography, it's all black and white. And I think that's how he gets away with the black background because it really helps these images pop. You can see he's not playing around. He has been around. He knows how to shoot. The light is awesome. The composition is incredible. This is the kind of guy, and even these black and white images of people are just spectacular, really contrasty. This is the kind of stuff you see in magazines and in publications. And he's got contacts and links here. So he's got this portfolio available upon request, all this kind of stuff. This is a guy that obviously works for magazines and for publications and knows how it's done. So this photography, I'm going to give this site an A+ because I know this sort of audience, and I know he's got some weight on his work. So I'm just going to point out this guy. Check out his work, and then try to do better. See, I'm blown away by his work. I love it. So, Joel, we don't really have enough time to talk about your portfolio, but you're fine. You're fine. It's great, and your work is spectacular. Okay, last but not least, we're going to do open arms photography. Okay, so right off the bat, we have a couple things going for us. Light, airy, mom-friendly, right? Moms love white, airy, backlit, soft, no shadows, babies with blue eyes eating cookies pictures.
I love the logo.
Right. To me, it was creepy.
I like it.
It's like too touchy. But no, it makes total sense. Right. Cute.
Yeah.
And this is definitely not a website that's geared to me. It's a website that's geared to women and moms.
Right.
Right? And so as a non-mom woman, I'm like, yeah, it's cool. It's a kid eating a cookie. But what do you think?
Yeah, super cute.
You want to squish his face?
Probably not a child molester. No, just kidding.
Oh, let's move on from that. So, yeah, we also have very distinct lifestyle family portrait photography in Santa Cruz with the phone number.
Perfect.
So you know immediately this is lifestyle family portrait photography in Santa Cruz in the Rio. So here's about us. Now here's, whoa. Here's something that needs to change immediately, Catherine Blake and Nolan Weber. So you're a photography team and you have a horrible picture of your family right here. This is a nasty picture. There's shadows all over your faces. You look like you've been hiking all day. You look a little sweaty and worn out. This should be replaced, don't you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, get a photographer and do this right because we don't want to see you with your sunglasses and camelbacks on. You should fit the feel of your website, which is upscale and nice. And I know you probably are outdoorsy people. This is sort of how I am most days. In fact, again, I think today I'm wearing 100% REI. What are you wearing? REI. That's all I wear, REI. Do you know what REI is?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You do all that kind of stuff. But yeah, you need to to take this up a notch. I love this. We get to know a little bit about your passion for the outdoors, and I know that's why you sort of have this, is that you're loving the environment and you have like all compostable, recycled cardboard stuff. That's fantastic. And so you're gonna connect with a certain type of people, I think, with that message, which is really cool. Let's see, contact. Can we just call you on the phone right now? Could we do that? Yes, we can. And look at this, even a calendar to know when they're available to shoot. We got Facebook and Twitter. Let's see if they have some real dollar amounts on the investment page. And loading it in here, we have, boom, right there, 650 bucks for that. 350, 250, 300. These are great prices. You might have prices that are too low. I think your prices are too low. Yeah, you need to increase your prices. And I don't know if you've looked at the how much should I charge video that I did, but just Google it. Mark Wallace, how much should I charge? I'm just guessing, looking at these prices, that you're underpriced. So this work is better than the $300. And you know, I say that to a lot of people, and they're like, well, I'm not selling my stuff at $300. Well, if that's the case, then maybe keep the prices there, lower it, but you can't put your prices so low that nobody hires you. If you're selling stuff at $300 and you just don't feel right about charging $400, just raise it to $400 and you might start feeling good about it once you start making $400, then try $500 and $600. But the value is not in how many prints that somebody gets or how many gallery wraps. It's, are you preserving the memories of my family forever? That's what people are paying for. They're not paying for a piece of paper. So that works. And then we got a blog. We don't really have time to go through that, but we'll just click it. That's really cool. Open arms, I'm gonna give an A.
I like it.
I like it too. It's really good. Open arms photography right here is where you go, /blog. It's really cool. All right, so let's just take a look really, really quickly at, I'm gonna look at my little iPad here and see if we have any more questions that are coming in. Let's see, what is R something? REI. REI, recreational something.
Equipment?
Equipment International.
I don't know.
It's like I'm an outdoor junkie, so bicycles, hiking boots, hiking poles, backpacks, kayaks, canoes, yeah, it's all that stuff. It's like a outdoor adventure store that's gigantic. I love it. Let's see.
What do you think of WordPress sites for?
WordPress is awesome.
portfolio? Okay, because
So-
I love WordPress too. But
Yeah, WordPress is so flexible. You can do just about anything you want with a WordPress site if you have the technical skills to understand how to keep it updated, get your databases backed up, enable and keep the plugins all sort of going, and then when they release new, there's some stuff that you have to do. So for a lot of people, WordPress is not the answer, but I know Kelby, for all of his photo walks, it's all a WordPress site. All of our Mark Wallace Live stuff right now, WordPress site. Snapfactory.com is a WordPress site. So yeah, I think WordPress is pretty awesome. Okay, REI, we should have REI as a sponsor, I think.
Here's a question. Is Photo Shelter too expensive for what it offers when compared to other top portfolio site options?
I don't know how much it costs. Let's take a look. Photo Shelter, how much is it? I know that, so here's the thing that just blows me away about professional photographers. So I know a couple years ago you were going to open a business. Mm-hmm. So Jade had this a pretty good plan about having a studio space and inviting photographers to come in and rent that space and having gear and remember that whole thing? Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so Jade actually went and wrote up a complete business plan and wrote up all the financials and the forecasting for at least 5 years, I think. Mm-hmm. Had spreadsheets. I think you would actually talk to banks at this point and try to figure out what the investment was and what kind of equipment you needed and all of that. And you actually had numbers to open this business. And so when you looked at it and you did all the numbers and said, how much can I rent this and all that, and you said no because the investment was higher than the actual thing. So you didn't do it, right? Everybody should do that for every business. And so, so many photographers just say, I'm going to be a photographer, thinking, why not? I have spare time and I got a camera. I might as well be a professional photographer. But let's pretend that you're going to open a restaurant. You wouldn't just say, hey, I have spare time and I cook out of my kitchen. No, you would find a space. You'd have to get like all your permits. You'd have to get licenses. You'd have to get all your tax permits. You'd have to open up your LLC. You'd have to move into a space, sign a lease, buy a $20,000 convection oven that cooks whatever really fast. You'd have to get dishes and insurance and all that stuff. And so your investment is pretty substantial. And so people have this misconception that photography is great because you have no investment. And that's just not true. So if you are a photographer, you should look at it from a perspective just like you did with the business that you were going to start, and that is, how much should I invest? And so your website should be one of the least expensive things that you should invest in. And so I know when I first had my website on Lightbooks, I think I paid $4,000 to have it built, which is not very expensive in the grand scheme of things, compared to opening a restaurant and having hundreds of thousands of dollars. You need to invest in new cameras and lenses and all that kind of stuff. So do the work, and when you do, you'll find out that it doesn't make sense to spend $50,000 on gear and all the training and everything and have a $10 a month crappy website. So I don't know how much it costs, but if it's below $1,000, then you should do it. Yeah, or at least something. And I'm not saying go grab Zenfolio, but if you're paying less than $50 a month or something on a website, you should be fine. If you can't make $50 a month in your photography, then you probably should stop. That's it.
Should probably stick with Instagram.
Yeah, you should probably stick to Instagram and stick to the day job.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you should, and that's why I always get scared at pricing that's so low. You have to pay for all that stuff. All right. Anything else? The humming noise is kind of distracting. So in Phoenix, Arizona, it's super hot here still, and so that humming noise keeps us from getting into the 100 degrees in the studio. So yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Let's see. I should walk around Spain, it looks like. I would love to do that. Let's see, REI, we've got that. some stuff about Photo Shelter and some other things. Eating dogs, that kind of so sad. Did you start that? Was that your fault?
Well, the term is, it's a dog-eat-dog world,
right.
But I like doggy-dog.
I love doggy-dog. Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so we're out of time. I just want to remind you that you should save some dates on the calendar. I'll put this up here again. Don't forget, May 28th through June 1st, 2014, I'll be in the Bahamas at this resort called Atlantis with the Fstoppers and all these other instructors, and we're going to be doing this amazing 4-day workshop. Actually, it's 5 days, and we're having one day we're doing sort of like a TED Talk kind of thing. So Michael Greco will get up and he'll talk about his stuff, and then I'll get up and talk about my stuff, and Peter Hurley will say about his stuff. Rob Grimm will punch him in the face. He doesn't get to talk. No, I don't know why I said that. But it's going to be great, and everybody's going to be there the entire week. And so if you always wanted to hang out with Peter Hurley or John Keatley or one of those guys or myself, come on out. Come out to the Bahamas and you can do that. So, and then all the Fstoppers guys, Lee and Patrick and those guys are going to be there as well. You should come. It's going to be really cool.
I should.
You should do it. It's going to be awesome. Don't forget to friend me on Facebook, and then if you want to see Jade's website, say what it is. You can do it. Go ahead.
Well, it's not safe for work, so make sure if you're at work right now,
don't pull this up at work.
Don't log on. But my blog site is just jadex.com.
JadeX.
JadeX. And I spell my name Jayd, and then X.com. And you can find my information there. You can find me on Facebook.
That's cool.
It's more a personality site. Of course, it has like my portfolio pictures as a model, but it also has other things that I like
other
too.
Features. Yeah. So
it's really visual.
If you're easily offended, don't go to that site. Yeah. If you live in Utah, you probably don't want to go to that site.
You probably don't.
Yeah. So you're warned. Don't go to the site if you're easily offended. you're gonna have like your site's gonna crash right now. It's like, what we want to see. Okay, that's it. Thanks you guys for joining us. Did you have anything else to say?
I was just gonna say REI probably would not sponsor my site.
Probably not.
Probably
not. REI, Zenfolio,
Yeah.
nobody. Hugh Hefner, maybe.
It is a WordPress site though.
Is it?
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. Okay. Well, thanks again, everybody, for joining us. Remember, this is recorded to YouTube. You can watch it and rewind it and fast forward it. And so if you missed anything, watch it on YouTube. It's there. As soon as we hit stop, it's going to be there. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again at the next portfolio review in about a week or two.
Bye.